So the 2025 Oscars happened last night, and as with every single one of these award shows these days, the only people that watch these things besides the Hollywood elite that attend them, and maybe even Meghan Markle, who is sitting at home seething about not being invited, are those of us who just want to compile content so that we can bring it to you so we can mock it together. Because these days, we are far more entertained by the fake Hollywood empathy and activism that these people try to portray in their acceptance speeches than we are by the movies that they act in. Nobody buys their crap anymore. Let's get into it. Welcome to my channel, Outspoken Samantha. I appreciate you being here. Do me a couple of favors. Become a subscriber if you're not already so you can help me to grow this channel. Hit the thumbs up button and turn on the notifications so that you never miss out on a conversation like the one we're about to have. As I said, the 2025 Oscars happened last night, and as I also said, I know that most people do not care about these things at all, and I generally don't overall, but there are still a couple of things that fascinate me about award shows, especially in the day and age that we live in. The first is the way that these award shows are perceived today is such a stark contrast to how we viewed these shows when I was growing up. I thought these shows were so much fun to watch when I was a kid. I wanted to see the fashion. I wanted to know who won the award for the best motion picture or who designed the best costumes. I thought it was fun to see people that I had just watched in a movie get up and give a speech as a real person. It was all fun. And I think most of us, at least a decent number of us, were fascinated by the glitz and glamour of it. That's exactly what they wanted us to think of them. What's also fascinating is that these people seem to be completely unaware of the fact that nobody likes them or supports them anymore. With all that being said, let's get into a few of the highlights from last night's event. We're going to start with a couple of honorable mentions in the fashion department. As always, to start the night, we see the stars walk the red carpet. They get a chance to show off their outfits that they have chosen and had specifically designed for them, which cost more than most of our monthly household budgets. So to begin with, we have one of the hags of the View, one of the lead propaganda pushers herself, Whoopi Goldberg. Now, she showed up in this dress supposedly by designer Christian Siriano, of which many said reminded them of a Glad garbage bag. Of the dress, this article says, Goldberg's dress was made of a rich navy blue fabric with a highly reflective, liquid-like satin finish. It featured an off-the-shoulder neckline with a structured pleated bodice. The dress is part of Siriano's full fall 2025 collection, which was inspired by the power of woman. So I think both Whoopi and Christian need to be able to answer the question, what is a woman? Because in order to use something as inspiration, you need to be able to specify what that thing is and what specific traits you are using as a creative muse that make this design inspired for empowering women, distinct from something that might be inspired by men. I'm just saying. But ultimately, something about Whoopi Goldberg in a ball gown seems off to me anyway. There are just certain styles that don't work for certain people because what it portrays does not align with who they are as a person. I've always thought of ball gowns as something more feminine and princessy, and that is the opposite of who Whoopi Goldberg is. Now, the next celebrity red carpet walk I want to focus on is Selena Gomez. But before we talk about the dress, you guys remember just a couple of weeks ago when we got this from Selena Gomez?
I just want to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Well, to all of our relief, it seems like Selena is feeling a lot better. She was reportedly wearing a $1 million necklace and a dress covered in crystals. It says Selena Gomez wore 16,000 drops of glass to the 2025 Oscars and kept the sparkle for the after party. It says the off-the-shoulder dress was embellished with over 16,000 glass droplets and Rosemont crystals, affixed by hand by 12 skilled artisans. Adding a touch of color to the dress, the Ralph Lauren team airbrushed the glass drops to create a pink ombre finish. She brought the bling with a Bulgari, 2, wearing a platinum collar necklace with a 10-carat pear-cut diamond drop pendant, alongside diamond earrings and a handful of rings. You guys remember when all of these liberals got really upset with us for raking Selena Gomez over the coals for her sobbing video, accusing us of being harsh and heartless for not allowing somebody to show empathy? However, as we all know, this is not about showing empathy, is because we know when it's completely fake and it's nothing but virtue signaling. Anyway, I'm glad you've been able to wipe your tears away with tissues lined in gold, Selena. I'm sure your crocodile tears made a world of difference to the illegal immigrants you promised to do everything to help. The last fashion fiasco I wanted to point out is that of Cynthia Erivo. Now, I'm not disputing at all that this woman is very, very talented. My beef with her is that she is celebrated often for things that have nothing to do with her talent, and she is being used as a political tool to mock Christianity. Now, if you guys hadn't heard, Cynthia Erivo, a Black lesbian, has been cast to play Jesus Christ in the musical Jesus Christ Superstar for the Hollywood Bowl coming up this summer. As this post says, mainstream media fawns over Hollywood elitist Cynthia Erivo, who arrived at the Oscars red carpet looking like a demonic vampire. This is the same woman set to portray Jesus Christ. They are mocking you. But I do have to say, one of my favorite fashion moments of the evening was of Adam Sandler. He showed up in a hoodie and basketball shorts, and he was called out by Conan O'Brien.
What's going on, man? Adam, what are you wearing? What are you doing right now? I'm asking you what you're wearing. Nobody even thought about what I was wearing till you brought it up. You're dressed like a guy playing video poker at 2 a.m., Adam. And you know what, Conan? I like the way I look, because I'm a good person. I don't care about what I wear or what I don't wear. Did my snazzy gym shorts and fluffy sweatshirt offend you so much that you had to mock me in front of my peers? Hey, I'm sorry. Adam, I apologize. I'm going. I'm going to go. Off I go. Yeah, I'm leaving. I have to. It's not you. No, it's not you. It's him. He's the one that you caused this. But I'm sorry. You are all welcome to join me for a game of 5-on-5 basketball at Veteran Park tonight. Midnight tip-off, the guy from Nostarapo. Where is he? He's on my team. One more thing. Chalamet!
And I feel like this was probably a skit, but honestly, the best line from it was, "I like the way I look because I'm a good person." And he probably knows how pointed that statement is, because to me, it just shows that most of these people feel like they have to overcompensate for their failings as human beings and the fact that their utter depravity has been exposed by wearing astronomically expensive clothing and jewelry, yet no one is fooled by it. Whereas Adam Sandler is one of the few with a decent reputation, and he is respected by a wider audience in his hoodie and basketball shorts than everyone in the room wearing designer dresses, tuxes, and pricey accessories. Now, there is definitely some controversy with the handing out of awards that I want to discuss. First came the awards for the movie Emilia Perez. If you haven't heard of this movie, be very grateful. This is probably one of the most vile, woke, disgusting pieces of art ever made, yet it was nominated for like 13 Academy Awards. The premise of the movie is it's a transgender musical. It's about a Mexican cartel boss who is a man, and then he decides to transition to become a woman so that he can live in this new identity as someone who values family. One of the main ideas promoted by this transition is that all of your crimes tied to your previous identity are now erased, and that transitioning suddenly makes you a good person. And if the storyline wasn't bad enough, calling it a musical is an absolute insult to the genre because the music in it is absolutely atrocious. From my understanding, Zoe Saldana plays an attorney who pledges to work with the transitioning cartel boss, lining up their gender procedures and making the transition of both their sex and their lifestyle possible. And just to get an idea of how bad the music is, this is a clip of one of the songs where they're discussing what procedures this individual is going to need.
Hello, very nice to meet you. I'd like to know about sex change operation.
I see. Men to woman, or woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina. Is it for you?
for me.
So yeah, it's terrible. To be clear, nobody liked this movie. Critics didn't like it. Mexicans didn't like it. They said that the Spanish that Zoe Saldana and Selena Gomez were trying to speak in this movie was barely intelligible. The trans community didn't even like it. So it's clear that the only reason this movie was bolstered in this way is because it aligns with the woke progressive agenda. Yet Zoe Saldana gave a long-winded acceptance speech based on the false idea that winning this award was based on merit or fairness in any way.
The quiet heroism and the power in a woman like Rita, and talking about powerful women, my fellow nominees, the love and community that you have offered me is a true gift, and I will pay it forward. Thank you so much. Jacques Audiard, you are forever a beloved character in my life. Thank you for taking the interest. Thank you for being so curious about these women to tell this story.
Yeah, and the women that she's talking about are men pretending to be women. The flip side, a movie that fans absolutely loved, Reagan with Dennis Quaid, didn't win anything. And not because it wasn't a good movie, but because it didn't meet DEI requirements. I'm not kidding. In this article, it says fan favorite presidential biopic Reagan has been disqualified from consideration for the Best Picture Oscar this year because it failed to meet the judges' DEI requirements. The movie, starring Dennis Quaid as a Republican president, couldn't hit any of the criteria that the Academy for Motion Pictures requires of Best Picture nominations, including that their cast be at least 30% from traditionally underrepresented groups, such as minorities, women, and the LGBTQ community. The film producer Mark Joseph, evoking one of Reagan's own famous lines to complain about Hollywood's leftist establishment, quipped to the Post, "There they go again." Reagan, which follows the story of President Ronald Reagan from his small-town middle America beginnings to Hollywood to the White House, had a cast that was almost entirely white. Best Picture nominations must hit at least 2 of 4 diversity criteria, including involving their cast and having some members of the typically underrepresented groups work in production, off-camera, assist in marketing, or fill paid internships. Reagan did not meet any of the requirements, which do not apply for all Oscar awards, just Best Picture. And I don't think anybody is surprised by that at all. Lastly, there was one highlight of the evening that I do want to get to. In sharp contrast to the woke activist messages that these utterly clueless individuals like to put out there, it's a nice surprise when someone gives a speech that encourages things that are actually of value. This was a cute moment with Kieran Culkin as he thanked his family and asked his wife to have another child.
Everything for giving my favorite people in the world. Please don't play the music because I want to tell a really quick story about Jazz. About a year ago, I was on a stage like this and I very stupidly publicly said that I want a third kid from her because she said if I won the award, she would give me the kid. It turns out she said that because she didn't think I was going to win. And people came up to her and were like, really annoying her. I think it got to her. But anyway, after the show, we're walking through a parking lot. She's holding Emmy. We're trying to find our car. Emily, you were there, so you're a witness. And she goes, "Oh, God, I did say that. I guess I owe you a third kid." And I turned to her and I said, "Really, I want 4. And she turned to me. I swear to God this happened. It was just over a year ago. She said, "I will give you 4 when you win an Oscar." I held my hand out. She shook it. And I have not brought it up once until just now. You remember that, honey? You do? Okay. Then I just have this to say to you, Jazz. Love of my life. Ye of little faith. No pressure. I love you. I'm really sorry I did this again. And let's get cracking on those kids. What do you say?
And I honestly thought that was so cute. I mean, maybe a little weird to make that plea in front of a large audience, but then again, numerous actresses have gotten up and proudly talked about killing their unborn babies. So I guess this is about balancing that out. Anyway, as with all award shows, it just goes to show again how out of touch these people are. I mean, it was just a few months ago that they were begging us to vote for Kamala Harris because if we didn't, we'd basically be sent back to the dark ages and women were going to lose all of their rights. Yet they seem to be doing just fine. So if it's not obvious to you already, then you need to wake up. It is all an act. They knew full well that we would not lose our rights, and they knew Donald Trump would not become a dictator. Right now, every single one of them is sweating at the idea of the Epstein files being released and the Diddy list becoming public. and they should be nervous. Anyway, that is all I have for you in this one. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me what your favorite clips were if I missed anything. Hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe to my channel. Keep it real, guys, and I will see you in the next one.